This is Alex Harris for Softbox, proudly sponsored by the Excelsior Sporting Club. Today I'm here with Hopey Price. Hopey, how are we doing, mate?
I'm not too bad yourself.
I'm doing very good, man, and it's a pleasure to speak to you here today. And of course, we are at the press conference for Dalton Smith versus Sam Maxwell. And for yourself, a big fight for yourself, and everybody's calling it a step up. Do you class this as a step up?
To be honest, not really. No, I don't see it as a step up. I believe I'm a far better boxer. I believe I'm levels above James Beech, but I don't really know how people see it as a step up. I understand he's boxed some good opponents. He's been in there with good opponents, but say I've never been beat yet. I'm undefeated, so I don't think really it's too much of a step up now.
Of course, and so when you are hearing people say this is a step up and stuff like that, do you think, does it add more pressure to yourself, or do you just still keep calm and keep composed?
No, just still keep calm, still keep composed, and just go. If anything, it's better for me, because when I go put the performance on a Saturday night, then obviously it looks better to everyone who's saying it was a step up than it would be to someone saying, oh, he's so far in front of him, so it's better for me.
Of course, and so for yourself, your style, I'm a big fan of your style, but the only kind of factor you get with southpaws is the kind of, I suppose, the contrast when you are fighting an orthodox fighter. But are you kind of more settled into everything now, and you've got the style that you're happy with now?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm always adapting. I'm working on different sort of styles and adding stuff to my game. I've been out to America not too long ago, so like you say, I was sparring a lot of Mexicans out there, Americans, just getting used to the different sort of styles. And I can do it all really, but people haven't seen that because I haven't been in there with the opposition. What's pushed me to do that yet? So I can fight on the inside, the outside. I can do it all, but I'll just adapt to the situation and make the fight as easy as possible for myself, really.
Yeah, of course. Just to speak about your little American trip, what did you get from sparring, and who were the likes of the people that you were sparring out there?
I probably can't name all the names because I sometimes forget them, but just all the good Mexicans and Americans coming up. I was in the world class gyms, in the Wild Card, Freddie Roach's gym, down at Riverside at Robert Garcia's boxing academy, and also down at Manny Robles. So they've all got top class fighters in their gym, and I was mixing in and out. I was sparring everyone. The sparring out there, it's like fighting. So the full purpose of the trip was just to spar. So I got plenty of rounds out there, and it's put me in good stead for it.
Of course, and so for yourself, you have been active, and are you happy with the activity you've had as of recent?
Yeah, the main goal for this year was to be more active. Like I say, it's my second fight already, and hopefully I can get 2 more fights out by the end of the year. So both being title fights as well. So I look forward to that.
Good to hear. And so with these titles, are you wanting to progress down the typical kind of route, the traditional kind of route?
Yeah, most definitely. I don't want to, like you say, I boxed for the WBA Super Bantamweight title. I'm moving up to featherweight now. I'm fighting for the WBA Continental Featherweight title, but I don't want to surpass the British title. James Beech beat Raza Hamza, and he also just come off a loss to Nathaniel Collins. Them two's both fighting for the British title, I believe, in August. So if I go in there and do the job, which I'm going to do on Saturday night, then I can hopefully fight the winner of that fight for the British and Commonwealth title.
Of course, and so getting this British title, if you do get to that point and get there, that's such a prestigious title. How much would it mean to you to get that?
Oh, it's just one of them belts what I wanted to collect on the way to being a world champion, but I believe I prefer to do it the old-fashioned traditional way. You look at the likes of who's headlining, Dalton Smith. He won it just over a year ago, and he still kept at this level. He's defended it, and he's got the opportunity to win it outright and get to keep it at home forever. So I believe it's the perfect stepping stone, really. Still only a young fighter, not in a rush, so pick up that belt, maybe defend it a couple of times, and then move on to European and World Championship level, and it puts you in perfect stead to do that.
Of course, and so for yourself, as you are speaking about world titles, do you kind of keep your eye on the world title level fighters at the moment? Is there any of them that is kind of catching your eye at the moment?
I watch all boxing, all different, but especially obviously my own weight category. Just moved into this weight. Obviously, like you say, it's red hot domestically, but domestically at world level, you've got the likes of obviously Josh Warrington. You've got Lee Wood, who's probably number 1 out the bunch at the minute. He's just beat Lara, so you've got a lot of good fighters. You've still got like Lara, who's dangerous. You've got Lopez. He's just knocked out Conlon. So I'm watching all these fights and I watch them with interest because I do know that obviously in the future, whether they're still about or not, there's a potential that I could fight all of these guys.
Do you kind of watch these fights as maybe a bit of kind of a backseat fighter and thinking, oh, maybe you should do this here, you should do this there, and think where you would maybe do that if you fought them?
Not necessarily. I think obviously I watch it with interest, and then sometimes I'll watch it and think like, if that was me fighting them, what would I do? How would I beat them? Do you understand? So not to pick any holes in them, but you just think what would I do different to what the other guy's doing? So I always watch it with interest, and as a fan as well. Like you say, I always like to support the home fighters, so I always go for the British guy against the rest of them. So like you say, we're buzzing for Lee Woodin when he beat Lara. I think it was a very good performance, and like you say, danced with the devil twice, and he come out on top in the end.
Of course, and so just for yourself, of course, you're being trained by David Caldwell, and you've been around with him for quite a while now. And so, what has he helped you learn, and how's he got you to this point?
Everything, the fighter what you see now is obviously most of it is obviously down to him. Obviously, what he tells me, I listen to. I go out there and implement. I sort of see it as like these different stages in my career, and I believe I've always boxed good opposition from earlier on, and it's put me in good stead. And I've always said that when I start stepping up in these bigger fights, that's when you will see the best of me. When people's trying to come and beat me and take my head off, then it'll push me, and I've got to go through the different gears and show different aspects of my game. And so, like I said, when I step up, that's when you will see the best of me.
Of course, and so for yourself with David Caldwell, is it nice to have that kind of close relationship with him? You see a lot of fighters kind of jump around between coaches and stuff like that, but for yourself, you like to keep a firm base?
I like to keep a firm base, I'm a big believer in you don't ever change what works, and obviously sometimes people have a bit of a bad performance or it slows down a bit, and then all of a sudden it's like, I need a change and things like that. For me, it's just everything's working. That I just got full belief in him, of what he tells me, and I just go out there and implement that to the best of my ability.
Of course, and one final question, anything that you'd like to say to your fans coming out for you on Saturday?
Just a big thank you to everyone that's bought tickets, big thank you to everyone that's obviously taken the time out to watch me, and a big thank you to all my sponsors there on my t-shirt, a big thank you to them, because I wouldn't be in this position without all them helping me out.
Thank you very much, Hopey.